Failure is a funny thing. It was April of 2021 when I started my journey as a game developer, and I told myself by this time next year I would have made 12 games. It's July of 2022, and I made only 3.5 games. One of the many challenges artists and entrepreneurs struggle with is battling productivity. For the past year, I have been working on a head-throwing physics platformer, where many of the mechanics derive from concepts I learned as a young mechanical engineering student. I know that sounds kind of boring, doesn't it? However, I failed several times when maximizing my productivity and remaining consistent in game development. This was the case until I stopped missing consecutive days of game development. I have to give thanks to this book, Atomic Habits by James Clear. I won't iterate this book since its valuable information is best understood when you read it yourself. Plus, there are loads of YouTube videos and blogs where people share their experience with this book. Despite watching several productivity videos from content creators, which were all great advice, I still struggle to get things done. Looking back, I guess I wasn't at a high enough level to use this material efficiently. Making video games is hard, and when you're a solo developer, there are several things to consider beyond just art and programming. So organizing tasks on certain days of the week sound great in theory, but it takes practice. At those times, I haven't even gotten the basics of consistency, so it's no wonder that I failed. Now, some attempts were better than others. There was a time when after my day job, I would put in 4 to 6 hours into working on either my game or marketing. Writing my to-do list each day helped me tremendously, so I didn't have to hold tasks in my head all day. And it was easier to transition between my day job and my creative interests. However, after a month and a half, I burned out into a crisp and couldn't get anything done afterward. Even then, I was constantly searching for ways to help me be more productive, searching for more ways to save time to pursue my passion and making it feel more like a fun adventure rather than a mental burden. One of the core issues I had was I was trying to do too much too quickly rather than pacing myself and growing organically as a new artist. What inspired me to do this 12 game a year challenge was a blog post I read somewhere on the internet long ago, where the author built his skills as a programmer and entrepreneur by building 12 tiny apps in a year. And I wanted to do the same, but with indie games. So why didn't I follow through? Maybe it was the pressure of adding YouTube devlogs each month, or the pressure of expanding the scope of each project, or the fact that the smaller games just didn't excite me that much. I didn't get into programming because I enjoyed the boring small terminal programs about cat names and dogs barking in the form of text. No, I got into programming by trying to do something hard that I thought was beyond my capability, and seeing some of the joy and frustration when I shared my project and people tried them out. After reading Atomic Habits, I feel that I have more time, and I feel that I can multitask and use some of these higher level techniques that I learned from these YouTube videos to be more productive and make time for things without having to feel stressed all the time. Writing things down so tasks don't live in my head and doing at least the bare minimum when even I'm not in the mood was vital to my consistency. Some days you are a rabbit in a turtle's race. Other days you're just a turtle. I picked a frequency and just stuck with it, while also fighting the urge to be a perfectionist and learning patience. By practicing this, I was able to relieve a lot of stress because all I had to do was show up. I shouldn't beat myself up for not making a near perfect project when I actually just keep creating and learning as I go. I may not have made 12 games in a year, but attempting it and then pivoting on something more long-term gave me a lot of experience points on things that I may not have considered. So after a year of game development, I learned to live and create with joy. I am not a master game designer, nor am I a famous artist personality, although those are nice goals to have. What I am is simply an artist that shows up every day. I am a game developer.